All right, guys. So again, welcome again to today's session. And before we get started with what we have for today, we're going to start with our assignment that was given to you guys. So I know some of you guys did, and some of you guys are still in progress with the assignment. But quickly, we'll just run through Blessing's assignment before we get started with the class. So Blessing, please kindly go ahead to share your screen.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Okay, yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. So, because of the limited time, I couldn't go through the entire 24th day. I could not explore as much as I would. So what I did was, like you said we should do something that we have interest in. That is
All
what we
right.
should do. And since it's been a while, I did my I did my portfolio. Like I used to have a portfolio, and I think the last time I did that was 2023. So I thought, why not use this opportunity to just create another one? So that was what I did with this particular assignment. So I thought to, instead of revamping the previous one, why not create another one from scratch?
Okay,
So
then
that was what I
the
did.
previous one with
And
your
in doing
screenshot.
that, I implemented, yeah, I used to have a portfolio, but it's a multiple page portfolio. I did with JavaScript, HTML, and CSS.
Okay, can we
But
see
this one,
that
I
first
decided to
before you
go with
on?
React. You said?
Can we see that one first before you run us through this so that we know how it actually went from the first one to the second one? Do you have that with you?
Oh, okay. Yes, I do. Okay. So this was the portfolio I had before.
All right.
So I
Nice.
used JavaScript to create this.
Okay.
So I wanted something simple and non-complex. I don't want to have to route between pages. So I saw the assignment as an opportunity to just, okay, instead of revamping this, which might take a lot of time, because I had no idea I was going to do anything like this before the assignment was given. So I decided to just go for this. And while I was browsing the web, um I saw a template that looks very simple, just like this. I think I referenced the person at the end of it here, Brittany Chiang. Although this was not how as was, because our background was more like a touchlight. Everything, as you move your cursor, it shines brighter.
All right.
But mine is not like that. Mine is what's it called, a falling pattern. So I integrated the 24th dev into this using the falling pattern background. But that seems to work in line with what I wanted, since I want something very simplistic. So that was what I did. So at every over on the
Okay. The
tags, it
button.
glows.
All right.
So this one I use Framer Motion for, because that was stated in the assignment document, I believe so. So it glows. This, when you scroll, it's it affects the left panel. So the section you are in, it automatically tells you what section you are in when you scroll from the left panel. And added my resume, where I've worked, and then about me. I just wanted something that depicts me on a single page instead of having to route many pages. That was the idea behind this design. And then the background, it gave this effect. This is the first time I'm using this kind of background. I'm very focused on using plain and then gradient, linear gradient background. But
Yeah.
this, just having a live background, something working on your screen, but then you can't exactly see it because I made it dim so it does not overshadow the content on the page.
Yes, I can see that
But
actually.
if you look closely, you see that something is moving on the background.
Yes.
So that was what I did. And I know I wouldn't have been able to do this by myself if not for the help of 24 Dev, honestly. I don't know what code I would have written in less than 2 days to get this. So integrating it into the code was really interesting because I used Cloud for that.
Okay, can I see your code base?
So
Just
that was it. It was just very simple, straightforward. So this is the code. So, so to separate concerns, I my data are in a data file. So everything is not clustered up in a data file. Then the falling pattern. This is it. Although this thing on the 21st dev, it was actually written using Tailwind, but with the help of AI, like I'm not a fan of Tailwind. I don't know how to write it. I'm more of plain CSS. So how can I integrate this without using Tailwind? And it really worked. Yes.
okay.
It kind of compressed the whole stress, and I was able to use plain CSS to do that with Framer Motion. So this is it.
Okay, that's perfect.
This
All
and
right.
this is the CSS, and it is responsive as well.
Look, Blessing, you've really done an amazing work. So quick one, can you show us like some of the templates you saw on 21st Dev that inspired you before we wrap it up? To be honest, you've really done an
The
amazing work.
template I used, or
Yes,
the 21st dev,
the 21st Dev. Let me see some of your inspirations so that I can, so that other people that are going to watch it are going to also going to see that they can actually get templates and also nice components from 21st Dev.
so this was the template I used.
Okay, I can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Okay, so this was the
President Chan. Okay.
template I saw.
Okay. A very popular one,
Yes.
actually.
So yes. So what she does when you scroll, when you move your cursor, there is something that looks like an illumination that shines more light to the content you are on a page. Really, that's the difference there. And she also has multiple colors, but the difference is clear.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said I only use the background component because that is
Okay.
the only thing that resonates with what I intend
What
to
you
do.
needed to do. Okay, that's perfect. That's fine. So you have all of these deployed to GitHub, right?
You said?
You have all of these deployed to GitHub, right?
Yes. I have everything.
Okay, that's fine. Blessing, you know what? That's
I also sent a what's it called? I sent you um a contributor. I think you said we should do that. I
okay.
sent
Yeah,
that
yeah. I actually saw
as well
that, and
on this particular assignment.
okay, very good. I saw that, so I will go through
Yes.
it also. And I'm also going to try to, I'm going to paste the link to this video recording so that anyone that wants to go through it will be able to go through it. And yeah, I think we'll be good to go from there. So Blessing again, you can just send the link to the background so that, or just attach it to your README so that it'll be very perfect to reference those templates that you used, and also the background, I think background images
The
template.
line is breaking. I can barely hear what you say.
Oh, I see also my network. Well, come, give me one sec. All right, so I said just try to update your README and attach the references that you used, either the templates or the background components that you use. You can just attach that to your README so that whosoever wants
Okay.
to go ahead to use it, I mean, since you're making it open source, whosoever wants to use it would see that you actually use some of these templates from the authorized author.
24th the falling pattern. Okay.
All right. So blessing is
Falling pattern.
it seems my
So
internet is
it is
kind of
stated
lagging,
the
so I can't really
component I
hear it
used.
all.
So
But
this is the component.
falling pattern,
So
okay.
yeah.
All right, all right.
So I just change the color to match the color that I
For your accent color, right? That's perfect. So yeah, you see, the key point is not just copying components from 21st Dev. It's also
yes.
knowing exactly what you want to do and making it match with what you want to do. All right. If not, your designs are just going to look scattered here and there. So I really love the fact that you were able to come up with that. That's really nice. So yeah, I think you can actually stop sharing your screen right now. I've actually gotten the details. So I hope you guys are also seeing what Blessing did. I mean, it's really nice to see that
Okay.
you guys are actually knowing how to use AI. I mean, if it's something that you wanted to build your portfolio on before, I'm sure you'll have used maybe 5 days or a week self to build something like that without AI, if I'm correct, right?
Yes.
Exactly. So,
Yes.
but with AI, you will see that there are like a lot of things that you guys can do with AI, and that's what I want you guys to know from today, right? Like, don't try to limit yourself, saying, "Oh, I can't do this because of AI, this and that." Just try to follow all of the steps I've showed you. Always pass AI, pass your prompt AI. You're going to work faster and smarter, trust me. So, Blessing, you can actually share your link, your deployed link to the group. Just tag under the
Yeah,
assignment.
I already did.
You did WhatsApp
I
group.
already did that. Yes. Yes, under the assignment.
Okay, very good. Okay, I missed that. I'm just seeing it now. Okay, very good, very good. All right, so quickly today we'll just talk about, let me go ahead to share my screen. Today we'll just talk about you knowing again how to use prompting um, for writing APIs, all right? So, I mean, you guys have really amazed me with the you building real UIs, prompting to polish components. You've seen how you can use, again, I remember I wanted to actually share you guys a particular link. Let me see if I can quickly bring that up. So it's called motionsite.ai, all right? And this is the link right here. So it's for anybody that wants to use, I'm also going to go ahead to share that to the group. So you guys are going to click it if you want to. And the reason why I'm doing this because our prompting and for our prompting Polish components class, I give you many tools that you can use, and you can see this one also. Like these are for basic motions, hero sections. So you're going to see different you see if you click on this, I really like this one, even though it's kind of too complex. But you can see that once I scroll, okay, it's still loading actually. Let's just wait for it to load finish. Um, but yeah, this is where you can actually see nice hero sections. You can see also this one very clean. You can see this one also, the glow effect. You can see this one also, right? I think it's still loading, but once you scroll, this door now opens, right? And you see how nice you can actually build hero sections with motions, all right? And these are also templates that you can go ahead to use in case you want to prototype something really quick. And you see all of these effects right here, which you can use also. You can just pick some of these ones and actually use it for your designs, right? Though these are actually premium, but you can also see free ones. You just have to filter by few free ones. And once you filter, all you need to do is just to copy the prompts, right? Oh, my connection is lost. Okay, so we're back. So once you just copy the prompts, let me copy the prompt again since our network was kind of laggy. All right, guys, it seems our internet network is very slow today. So we'll just look for a better way. Just bear with us today, right? So we'll look for a better way. Uh I'll look for a better way I can actually improve this. But yeah, you can see right now that once you click on copy prompts, you're going to see create a video page hero sections to tell you all of the prompts for that particular design that you clicked on. And if you want to use any of them, yeah, blessing, network is really terrible. But trust me, next time we'll try to fix this. But if you want to use any of them, for example, if you like for example, if you like this one, all you need to do is just to copy the prompt again, just like as I did before, and it's going to go ahead to actually fetch the prompt. Wow, you can see this also. So it's going to go ahead to fetch the prompt, and you guys are going to be good to go. Yeah, so like I said earlier on, all you need to do is click on the section, and you're going to see all the prompts, right? And you see why it's very important that you need to also learn prompt engineering, which we'll talk more about also in our upcoming class, right? You can just copy all of these and you can use the design if you want to. I can see this particular effects, right? Once you over it, now it's like it brings up like videos or images of that section. Just wait a minute, you're going to see it right now. And you can see this, right? You can see how nice this is. All right. So yeah, that's that again. Check out motion sites. You can use the free ones and you're going to be good to go. All right. Again, so let's quickly talk about APIs and fetching of data. So we already spoke about some of these components right here, which we talked about different AI tools that we can use for backend services and the likes. All right. And today I'll just show you how you can use Clerk, how you can integrate Clerk and use fast. You can quickly just prototype something using the um what's it called? Using the prompt for LLMs. All right. So I have this project right here. Um again, I have this new project right here. It's just a let me just run born dev. It's just a project that uses that just scaffolded with Next.js. So if I go to localhost 3000, you will see that we don't really have anything right now. All we have is just the Next.js default view that you guys see whenever you scaffold a project using Next.js. And we'll just quickly vibe code something right now. We'll tell Cloud Code to integrate Clerk and also um consume the APIs and just do a nice and simple UI for us that allows user to log in, right? So now, what I will do is I will go to Clerk, right? In case you've not used Clerk before, just go to Clerk, right? Clerk. I'm gonna go to clerk.com. This website, clerk.com. Yeah, if you don't have an account before, just go ahead to create a new account. You should know what Clerk is for, right? It's for basically authentication. It actually provides you with all of those authentications that you need. Let me check myself earlier. Okay. All right, very good. I can just go ahead to this system. All right, nice. So again, for authentication, and if you want to consume Clerk, so I'm going to go ahead to log in right now. Just going to go to my dashboard. So once you create an account, you would see something like this, right? Your dashboard is going to look like this. I have some projects that have been ongoing before, just for demo purposes, and I'm going to go ahead to create new application. And once I want to create a new application, what you do is you select whatever provider you want to use. Now, the reason why I love Clerk is you don't need to start doing linking your Google account, SSO, all of that. If you have integrated Google signing before with normal backend, you know how stressful it is, right? But with this one, you don't need to start writing backend. All you need to do is just to consume the APIs and you're good to go. So we'll look at how we can do that quickly, and we'll look at the application name. We'll just name this, let's say API, or let's just, what should we give our project name? Let's just give it like distinct AI class. I'm not gonna give distinct AI, right? Distinct AI sounds nice. Um, AI. So let's create application, and I'm only going to authenticate email and phone number, right? So now, if you want to do this, what you can do is you initialize Next.js. Once you are done initializing Next.js, you copy your env. So let's just go ahead to copy this, our env. I'll just go to my code base and I'll just create a new file, name it .env. I'm going to paste this right here, right? My clerk and my next public clerk API key. And after that, to add clerk middleware and all of that, you can actually follow this process one by one, right? But what you can do also again is just to copy prompts. We'll just take like we're using Next.js and I'm going to copy the prompts. And you see how we can do this quickly. So right here, I will just give it to clerk, to Claude, and I'll tell you to add clerk to Next.js app router. If Next.js app router does not already exist, first create one using npm create my latest clerk and all of that, right? That's if it does not exist. And if it exists, otherwise, you can see all the prompts listed out. Sign up, sign in. You read the documentation. So if you just go here to Clerk, you will see that the documentation is actually provided right here, right? So basically, all we're doing is we're giving Claude the detailed prompt.md guide. You can see something like this. So we're giving it all the prompt that it needs, install this and that, proxy, all of that, and sign up button, right? So at the end, we'll just say, make sure to also add screens or add screens for when the, or let's just say, make sure to redirect the user to the home page once logged in, else show the sign up and sign in button. I will say non-authenticated users should not, give me 1 minute, let me see. I will say non-authenticated users should not see the home page, right? I will go ahead to pass that to club. Don't forget that we already have our env right now. Um, don't use my env, please, because I'm actually going to disable that or change that once we're done with this class. All right. And yeah, and you see how super easy it is for you to use Clerk, all right? And same thing also applies if you are trying to consume APIs for, let's say you are trying to consume an API for a Swagger documentation or a Postman documentation. That's why it's always advisable for you to tell your backend developers or whoever you're working with to provide you with a detailed documentation on how you can integrate the backend services, APIs. What you need to do is if you want to build something very fast, you just need to break it down into phases, all right? So for example, if you have, let me go to a Swagger documentation. Let me see if I can find one. For example, this one right now, we have this Swagger documentation right here, all right? If I want to integrate this, all you need to do is, you can see this one, right? All you need to do is take a screenshot, uh, tell pass your example output to the AI, right? You can see this is actually very detailed and structured, right? Pass your example output, all of that, and give it to Claude. It's going to actually do everything for you. All right, so let's just check and grant it access. Okay, we can see it checks for the env, and you can see that's why the first thing we did is to check for the env. We actually attached env, and we saw that clerk key is already provided. All right, now what it's doing is installing clerk next.js. It's creating the server proxy, and also it's going to wrap it into clerk provider. All right, we're going to go ahead to review all of this once it's done, right? And you can see that's created the proxy.ts right here. All right, so 13 packages, this and that. He has installed the clerk.next.js. If you want to understand clerk very well, you can actually follow this process. But I've actually integrated clerk many times and multiple times, and I want to build something very, very fast, right? So if you want to build something very fast, just go ahead to copy prompt and you'll be good to go. So let's just wait for it, and you can see that it's done, right? And for future purpose, we can install the clerk skills. But if you go ahead so let's just refresh this. All right, you can see welcome, please sign in or sign up to continue. So let's go to sign in, and you can see automatically we already have you can see how fast this is. We already have the clerk distinct AI as we set it up, right? I will click, let's just click sign in. But if you try to sign in right now, we're going to receive error, right? So email address, let's just put I'll just put my normal email address. And if you try to sign in, we're going to have error. All right. Sorry. What did I just do here? All right, so let me continue. We're going to have error because we could not find our account. So we're going to just sign up first. And if you want to sign up, we're just going to put in our email address and we'll put our password, right? Sorry, let's close the model. Sign up, and we'll put our email address and we'll put our password. All right, and we'll click continue. Now, once we click continue, you see that once you go to our Clerk dashboard, we'll just click on continue to, sorry, not continue, let's just guide. Let's see. We'll just go back to our account developments, right? We'll go to users back, and you see that we'll verify that we're not women, and you see that immediately, no, thanks. I see that immediately we are done with that. It's going to send me an email. I sent a long notification. You see that email just entered, and let me just go ahead to show you guys the email so you guys will see how fast we were able to integrate it also, right? And you can see that we have this email sent from our development right here from Clerk, distinct AI. So the verification code is what? 855, sorry, 855977. And we'll just close that and paste that right here. 855,977. So once we do that, you see that's going to take us to the login screen next.js. And you can see how simple it is. And you can see right here, once we click on it, we now have the account IT, and we know that this user is logged in. All right. So now whatever API we want to consume or whatsoever, we can now start consuming it. And we'll make sure that only logged in users can actually see this. So let's just quickly see how we can quickly do something with Unsplash. I know I sent you guys the documentation link, right? So we're just going to attach some kind of, let's go to documentation, and we'll just see quickly, we'll just try to build up something, consume APIs on displaying random photos or all of that. So first, let's just try to understand how Unsplash works. And basically, you can use Unsplash with JavaScript also. Remember I sent you guys the npm packages, right? All right. So what we can do is we just go to, we're going to open this right here. All right. So API is available. I thought I opened this in the new tab. Let me just go back. So this is the GitHub link for the Unsplash if you want. So this is the detailed step-by-step guide. I've already explained this to you guys. So yep. So again, you can see schema API is available at http api.unsplash.com. Responses are sent as JSON. All right. So badge request, all of that documentation actually is very nice. Now your access key. Now let's go ahead to get our access key because that's very important. We would need that for consuming the endpoints. So let me just go ahead to check for my account settings. Let me see if I can grab my ENV somewhere. Applications. Let me see. I know I actually saw it somewhere. Let me see. So let's just try to look for. Yes, very good. Distance. Okay, yeah, we have our application ID, access key, and secret key. All right. So please don't use my secret key again. I'm going to actually invalidate this after I'm done with the class. So you can just create your own account and get your clerk API key. So we have this, and this is for the access key. We are going to name it Unsplash access key, right? I'm going to put underscore. All right, just give me 1 minute. Let me see who is calling me. Let's see people. So yeah, sorry. I have to put my phone in the window for network, but yeah. Unsplash access key, and we also have secret key. We'll just put like this also. We'll put Unsplash secret key, right? And we'll put equals to that. All right. So once we have that, all we need to do is start consuming the APIs, right? So I've actually not used this. We have 50 requests in for this hour. So let's just go ahead to look at the documentation again on how to use that. So first we'll look at paginations. Let's see. And you can see we can pass in different parameters like photos, page 1, page 2, and all of that. So what we're going to do is, so if you hit slash endpoint photos, you will retrieve a list of photos, and this is what we're going to get here. All right. So now, again, what we can do is, if you want to build something very simple and straightforward, we can use Claude to just give us a quick prompt. So what I will do is, I'm not going to use Claude. Before I quickly show that, let me make sure. Okay, very good. All right. So we can actually use Claude. You can use Claude in your CLI, or you can use it in VS Code. You know what? Let's just use it in VS Code. Since it's already working here. I'm just going to go ahead. So I'm going to go ahead to prompt it. So I would say, yeah, we're going to use, I really want to use the plan mode. Let me see. I'm not using cursor right here, but let me see something. Do we have 15 minutes left? Let me see what's going on. But our call is going to expire very soon. We have just 15 minutes left. Okay. So yeah, we'll just actually go ahead to prompt Claude. We're going to give you the documentation right here. So we're going to say thanks, right? Right. So now we want to implement Unsplash with our application. Remind me, did I copy the application ID for Unsplash? I'm not sure we're going to need that, but let's go ahead and continue. So now what they want to implement Unsplash with our application. And we'll just say the goal is any signed in user should be able to just see different sections of pictures using our Unsplash Unsplash key, right? I have them set up in the ENV. Also make sure to access the documentation from Unsplash. right? So that's just a simple application. And don't forget, I pasted the documentation right there, right? So just a simple. Are you guys following me, please? Kindly confirm me if you can hear me very well. Give a thumbs up if you are following me, please. All right, thank you, guys. Very good. To be honest, I'm actually always fine if I just have few people understanding what I'm teaching. As far as you guys are getting me, then that's fine. All right. So we're going to tell it, yes, please go ahead to fetch documentations from Unsplash, which is very well. And basically, what we're trying to do is something very simple: an application where user can come in, log in with either Google or their email address, and once they do that, they're going to be able to actually just see different images on our website from Unsplash using the API key. All right. And again, if you guys are using Superbase, like I mentioned earlier on, if you're using Swagger documentation also, all you need to do is do a setup and break your tasks into phases. All right. That would actually help you in working faster. And you have to make sure to also review every work that your agent is doing for you. All right. So you can see how quick it's really, really nice to see how quick we've actually just used AI to just integrate Clerk. And trust me, there are a lot of features right now. If you go to our Clerk dashboard, you will see that we now have a new user. Let's just refresh. You start with that, we now have a new user which just signed up right now. And you can see that this is my email address right here. And the reason why I really love Clerk is actually you can do different things with Clerk. With Clerk, you can actually do like what's it called, multi-tenant application where you have admins, super admins, and all of that, different clients, right? You can actually integrate that with Clerk. All right. I can view user profile and you see that I just signed up today, this and that. Again, if you want to add metadata where you can now, for example, if an admin is this, you can actually see this, or if an admin is that, you can actually see that. You can actually use Clerk for all of that. All right. So we'll talk more about Clerk, or you guys can actually go and read up about Clerk. You see that it's a very, very good, very, very good backend as a service platform that you can use for your application. All right. Now you can see that our AI has already started prompting the building the discover, right? The nature, architecture. And if you go to our, oh, did I close our Unsplash documentation? And if you go to our Unsplash documentation, you see that as we are actually, and I'm actually going to show you guys the AI, this thing very soon. Sorry, I went somewhere before. Okay, not this. All right, so if I go ahead to show you guys something, not this actually, um, not this again, your apps, these things, and you see that our API call is supposed to increase. You can see we now have 44 out of 50, and you will see that if you just inspect, right? By the way, if we are signed out, for example, now let me go ahead to sign out, right? And you see how quickly you can actually do this. If I sign out, so we have this error, you have passed multiple children to sign in button, you can only pass a single child. I'm just going to copy this error and we'll just go ahead to pass this to Claude and we'll tell it we getting this error when signed out. Help fix this, right? So why is helping us to fix it? You see that it's created the unsplash.ts. And basically what this does is it just takes the base URL and the Unsplash API key that is coming from our env. All right. And from the documentation, it can actually tell about the Unsplash photos, the different response. If you also want to confirm about the response, what you can do is, sorry, let's just go back to localhost 3000. Let's sign in again. Here we're going to use our normal password and email. Let me see. Let's try to do this. Password is incorrect. Did I just forget the password I created? Let's sign in again. Let me click continue. Okay, continue. Okay, very good. It's working. All right. I thought I forgot the password I created right now, but you can see how once we go to you can, you know what, let me just go ahead to minimize this so that you can see the response. So you can see that from our Unsplash,
sent a long notification.
we are having this response, right? Actually, this clerk API key. This is not. Oh, Claude is still working. Oh, Claude is still working actually. Look how it's this and that. Okay, let's see. So the major issue was coming from this page or TXS, right? Claude is going to fix that for us. Don't worry, not an issue. So we have that fixed already. So once we sign out now, we shouldn't see that error anymore. Very good. So let's just sign in back. And I'm also going to sign up with Google so you see what response we're getting. I'm trying to see where the API calls is calling from. Let's just see all, and let's just clear, and let's just try to refresh. Oh, these are all of the images that are coming from. For okay, I think this is using blob storage. Let's see. Let's try to open this. Okay. Give me one sec. All right. So, I close this. Okay. Yes. So let's go back to our next JS. So actually, all these images are coming from somewhere. This is a 64 base image. So let me just copy this and let's search for preview 64 base image. All right, so let's click on this. By the way, obviously, I already know how 64-bit images are actually stored. This is not actually showing. So where are all these images coming from then? I see that the way Unsplash is actually returning the APIs is not easy. It's not easy for someone to just try to hack it. But let's see. So I can see these images are coming from somewhere. Just give me one sec. All right, so it seems we can actually preview the images, right? So what we'll do is, because the response are actually this, and we can actually preview it, right? So it seems the way clerk is actually returning those image URLs, we can actually preview some of them. Yeah, let's go. So we can actually preview some of them. So what we'll just do is, you know what? Since we already know, since we already have this from the documentation, right? We have this from the documentation from what is it called? Where's it again? From Unsplash. What we'll do is, all right. So as I was saying, all right. So as I was saying, right. So now since we already have this from Unsplash, what we'll just do is actually this is actually looking nice, right? We have different categories from animals, from technologies, from food and drink, travel, architecture, and nature, right? So we'll just um so we'll just tell Claude to can you please add filters to these images, right? So I'm just going to attach the screenshot of how you currently look like. Command Shift 4, and yeah, we'll just pass it to Claude, and we'll say, can you please add filters? Can you please add filters to this page so user can click and the buttons and filter through different images, right? So yeah, basically the major goal right here is to make sure that whatever you want to do, always take documentation, especially if it's APIs. So it's very, very important because if you are trying to vibe code something and if you're trying to vibe code something and you don't give your AI, especially when it comes to integrating APIs, if you don't give your AI like the response type, you don't structure the, because normally, yeah, we're just doing this base on splash.com and we are just hitting a particular endpoint, which is search slash photos, and we have different parameters, right? These different parameters is coming from different sections that are available, right? So for example, we have for nature, architecture, travel, food, technology, and animals, all right? So you have to make sure that you can see that I also attached the documentation. You can see, let's refresh and see how many requests we have left. We have 50 requests this hour. I think it's resetting every hour, which is very nice. So basically what I'm saying is whatever you are doing, you need to actually pass the documentation, right? And whenever you're integrating APIs, just try to make sure that you are as detailed as possible. If possible, if your documentation is public, you can just do well to always um pass the documentation or MD file. All right. So now we said we have the filters. Again, we are having this error. All we're going to do is to pass it to prompt, set to our vibe cookie, and tell it to fix it for us automatically. All right. But yeah, you can see that the structure is actually very simple. Just the page layout, sign out landing page, the sections that we have for all of these, then the unsplash.ts, which actually do the API calling right here. All right. So the major point is not you just understanding how to use Unsplash. It's basically you also knowing that you can actually use Unsplash you can actually use sorry, AI tools to actually vibe code. All right. Again, for those that don't have Claude, if you are using chats, Copilot, you can actually use, they are like free ones. I told you before, these other models are actually free. For example, Grok Fast is free. GPT-4, GPT 4.1 is actually free. You can actually use that also, but mostly it actually always end up in using multiple um doing doing tasks multiple times, something that you'll have just done once with like a very better model. So yeah, very good. You can see we can have filter by natures, architecture, travel, food, animals, and all of that. And that is that about that. All right. Obviously, there are more to API. Obviously, there are more to APIs, but just make sure that you guys try to play around. Make sure to always give context to whatever API you are integrating, and from there you guys are going to be good to go. So it seems our meeting ended, but this call is actually recorded, so whenever you guys want to go ahead to check it out, please feel free to check it out. Again, it was really nice seeing how we can quickly use clerk and all of that. Well, you can actually always sign out and also sign up with Google account. All of that works fine without us even stressing ourselves. All right. So let's just see how the Google works before we go ahead to end the sessions. All right. All right. So trying out Google sign in. I'm just going to use my first email address right here, Eniola Ademola, and you can see that quickly this already works. All right. Let me see. Let me see. I'm going to click continue right here. And you can see now we are signed in as Eniola Ademola. So let me do that for the last time. So I'm going to sign out again. All right. And once I sign out, I'm going to now sign up with a new account. I'm going to use Google login. And once I use Google login, we'll wait for it to refresh and redirect us or verify that I'm human rather. And you can see that it takes me to this page. And automatically, I can just click on sign in with my Google account. Um, Once I'm in, actually, you can see automatically verifies my account and it takes me to the login page. And you can see that the filter also are done, right? This is actually coming from Clerk, live, no dummy images and all of that. If I refresh again, you can see how fast the images pop up, right? So what you can now do is you can now tell Claude again on click of the image, kindly show more information about that image, right? And you will see that the major reason I'm trying to tell you to use AI when you're coding is once you can actually pass your AI a detailed documentation of your API, especially if you give it a detailed prompt. And that's why I also like some of these backend services, right? You can see Clerk just give us the prompts to actually quickly prototype this. And for you that are using like maybe backend services, normal backend framework, like maybe Express.js and all of that, once your backend developer or gives you a proper documentation, maybe a Swagger docs and um, a Swagger doc or a Postman documentation, all you need to do is just to make sure that you give Claude a detailed guide on what to implement, then you're going to be good to go. All right. So now it's trying to create a photo card for us. And what this photo card is going to be doing is that it's just going to like, once you click on it, it pops up and just like opens or just tell us more about the image. So once we are done with that, we'll end the class and we'll be good to go. So you can see it has created the photo card for us. So almost done with creating the photo cards. We'll just wait for that. Again, this is just a simple exercise just to tell you that you can actually do a lot in just few seconds. And you can see quickly we have been able to, you can see this photo card is actually showing up nice. So you can see quickly open, you can see the gray color between this and that. You can even view on Unsplash, right? If I click on this, it actually takes us the real image on Unsplash, right? Again, this and that. You can see Stefario, Dergat, whatever this is. Um, so you can see how nice these are, right? All right, so you can see once I click on this also, it shows the image, very nice. You can view on Unsplash. Um, all right, very good. So that is that about that. You can see quickly between how many minutes we have been able to come up with an application where you can log in with Clerk and view nice images from Unsplash using the API, and we were able to do that with using Claude in just few minutes. All right, and so let me just go ahead and drop a screenshot on the group so you guys are going to see this. Well, just take a screenshot. Very good, nice. All right, very good. So I think you guys understood what we did, right? It's not much to totally replicate what I did, but just to have an idea that you can actually do a lot if you pass a detailed documentation to your Claude code. It's giving mini Unsplash, blessing. Yes, mini Unsplash. I'm going to stop sharing right now. So do you guys have any question? All right. Do you have any question, any contribution, any addition? To be honest, API can actually be very, very simple, especially if you pass it a detailed documentation. All right. But with that being said, I won't want to waste much of our time. Again, lesson a very, very big one on your assignment. If I am still going to be expecting your assignment, please do well to send your assignment as soon as you can. You guys are also going to have another project for this particular course. You just try to build something very, very nice. It's creating APIs and everything that you've taught. I've taught you guys from the basics to building UIs with prompts, with quality prompts, also integrating APIs. You can see how simple it is to integrate API, and you can actually use some of the APIs documentation. Uh, you have to go back and learn more. All right, very good. You still have like up to next week Tuesday for our next class. So please and please do well to follow up. Just try to do it before that, for the next class. Trust me, it's not like compulsory, but it's very, very important for you to just try to practice so that you are going to understand what we are doing in class. Trust me, it might be very easy for you seeing me to code, but when it comes to something that has to do with implementing it yourself, it might be quite difficult. All right, so that's why I always try to tell my students to, as much as possible, as they are also listening to me and they are learning, they should always try to practice, which is very, very important. All right, so with that being said, that will be the end of this class. The recording is going to be dropped in the next hour because it takes almost an hour to upload on YouTube. So you're going to see this part on YouTube. Again, blessing, well done. If you'll be expecting your assignments. Since there are no questions from you guys, so if there are no questions, can you kindly give a thumbs up, please? So I know that you guys are good to go. Do you understand everything that we did today? Okay, thank you very much. All right, with that being said, that will be the end of this class again. And in our next class, we are going to be talking more about let me see, we're going to be talking more about, because I'm going to step 6, right? So we'll just talk about AI powered project workflow, where we're just going to take those simple stuff and try to deploy one of these projects that we have done before. All right, so with that being said, thank you guys for joining. I will see you guys in the next class. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye, blessing. Bye, fine.